Welcome back, historians. I hope everyone is practicing safe social distancing in this time of uncertainty. We need to do our part to slow the spread of COVID-19 and flatten the curve. As I'm sure you're aware, but most social gatherings have been canceled or postponed. This is the right call, however unfortunate. It's going to take a big toll on the comic book community this summer. We're leading right into our convention season. We've already seen some major cons affected. Thinking about these cancellations and how they will affect retailers and fans across the nation has led me to the decision to make a small video on the impact that cons have had throughout the years. So let's get into it. There have been conventions in one form or another for years and years. The earliest dating back to the early 60s. Most people are probably familiar with San Diego Comic-Con. For years, this has been the flagship con, but it's far from the only one. There is a con in almost every major city nationwide, in some form or another. Here in the Hoosier State, we have Indiana Comic-Con. What we lack for in size, we definitely make up for in heart. Although the roots of cons can go back just a little bit further, the first officially organized and recognized Comic-Con was the New York Comic-Con back in 1964, organized by a young comic enthusiast, the 16-year-old Bernie Budniss. This one-day event boasted just over 100 attendees and was graced by industry superstars Steve Ditko, Flo Steinberg, and Tom Gill. Comic-Cons are a huge part of the comic culture nowadays. In the early years, a con might have been a single day in a church basement. Now, however, a con is a multi-day event held at convention centers all across the nation. They've even jumped genre lines. You've got anime, you've got animation, you've got Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, you name it, you can find it at a Comic-Con. But they still play a vital role in the comic community. Speaking from experience, conventions are an amazing opportunity for community. I have met many friends through cons and strengthened relationships because of cons. For those that have never been to a Comic-Con, there is a lot that is offered. There are usually creators for fans to meet and get signatures. There are usually celebrity panels, local and regional comic book stores that either buy or sell comics. It gives you a good opportunity to look through and see some comics that you have never seen before. A lot of the oldest comics I have seen have been in this setting. While I have not had the cash to buy it, I have seen some big name comic books in person because of this. It was settings like this where I made most of my big comic purchases. I mentioned last week that I bought Taskmaster's first appearance in Avengers 196. That was at Indiana Comic-Con. With growing and growing popularity, a huge part of Comic-Cons are now cosplay. I know you've seen it, I know you think of it. Most times when you think of Comic-Cons, you're going to think of cosplay and cosplayers. It is a great way for people to express their love of characters and creative spirit. I've been cosplaying for years and I will be cosplaying for years moving forward because it's a way that I can represent characters that I truly love. Some of my favorite cosplays have been comic characters. I have a picture of me in my Black Knight cosplay, Dane Whitman. An amazing character that you just don't see too much of. We might be seeing more of him in the internals, but up to this point, he has been a relatively low-key character. But at the time, I was reading 1992 Avengers. He was wearing this awesome bomber jacket with the Avengers patch, and it's history from there. I got an amazing picture. I also cosplayed as Agent Venom, and I absolutely love this cosplay. With Comic Cons expanding to all genres of nerdom, there's been a bit of a resurgence lately in microcons. Local and regional comic book stores get together to hold a con and showcase the books that they have. It creates a community for buying and selling, and an opportunity to just meet some people that are a little bit more local. I had the honor of attending one last weekend. I went to the Knights Hall Comic and Toy Show. I had a blast.
Hey y'all, I just made it. I'm about to walk in. Here I am at the Knights Hall Comic and Toy Show. I'm pretty excited. We'll see if there's anything good in there, and maybe I get to walk away with a couple gems. Hey, let's take a look. Wow, guys, that was a great time. I'm so excited. I've picked up some awesome books. Let's take a look at them, and I'm going to let you know why I picked them up and why I think they're a great pick. Hey, let's take a look.
Alright, guys, I'm really excited what I was able to find and what I'm going to be adding to my collection now. So let's get into it. First one, if you watched my video last week, you know what's important about this. This is Avengers 195. It's the cameo appearance of, you guessed it, Taskmaster. I have a spot right on my wall. It's going to go right next to the first full appearance of Avengers 196, which is the first full appearance of Taskmaster. I mean, look at that. Very excited. I'm going to add that to my collection. Next book is very important to the Marvel history. One of the things I love about Marvel is I know when I'm reading, I'm eventually going to hit a point where all the lines come together and tell one big epic story. I'm talking Civil War. I'm talking Fear itself. I'm talking Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War, Infinity Crusade. I'm talking Avengers versus X-Men. I could go on because there's so many out there. But there's one that started it all, and that's Secret Wars. This is such an important book to the Marvel history, and I think I'm going to be making a video about it in a little bit. I think I'm going to do it next week. But look at this book. The colors are super crisp. Very excited. I mean, there are some big name characters in here. Just keep an eye out. I think I'm going to be talking about this in a little bit. Very excited to add this to my collection. Going to put it on the wall next to my 2015 run of Secret Wars. It's great. Alright, we're talking an old pick now. We're talking single digits Avengers. I was able to pick up Avengers number 9. That is the first appearance of Wonder Man. This is an old book. It's a little bit low grade, but I'm okay with that. When you get this old, sometimes books just wear away. Now, if Pop Funko, if you could just make me a Simon Williams pop, please, Wonder Man. Cool, thank you. Alright, last book. This is the one I am the most excited about. This is the book I was actually hoping to find, and I am so glad I did. I actually even talked about this book 2 weeks ago when we were talking about Avengers. That is Avengers number 10. If you remember, Avengers number 10 is the very first appearance of Avengers Assemble. This is one of my oldest books I own. I am so excited about it. I'm going to have to show you guys, but I always pair Pops with books. So I'm going to be putting this right with my Thor because, again, Thor's the first to say Avengers Assemble. For a small con, I think I did pretty good. I'm pretty excited. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Overall, guys, I love doing this. I am so happy that this is going, and I hope that you guys find value in it too. As always, let me know what you think. There's the comments below. I'm on Instagram and on Facebook. Excelsior, true believers. Till next time.